Looking to even up both their records, the 4-5 New Milford Vipers travel to 3-2 Bethel. It's the top of the first inning, Vipers at bat. The count is 3-1, and so far, 00 Buckshot Butts hasn't seen anything he likes. The next pitch comes in high, and he's walked to first. Reynolds also sees a few wild pitches, but ends up losing his duel with the pitcher. Lasser gets a solid piece of one and ends up moving players around the bases. What do you think of that hit, Stuart Scott?
Straight blowing stuff up.
Now the starting pitcher Define gets his turn up at bat.
It's a foul ball!
Wrong sport, Chris Berman. Define takes one off the helmet and gets his base. Another walk, this time the base is loaded, which means a runner scores. Now it's 0-1 Vipers. In the bottom of the first, it's Define on the mound. Define gets off to a solid start with a mix of pitches in and outside of the zone. When a Bethel player does get a piece of one, he handles it solo and completes the play himself. In the first inning, Bethel showed they could hit. This one sent shallow into right field, but handled easily by Reed, who sends it in and contains it to a single. In addition to hitting, Bethel proved they could also be patient at the plate, took advantage of some balls, and walked players around the bases. On a hard-to-handle pitch, a Bethel player slides home for their first run. Define and Wilson put together a great effort. On this run, Define just couldn't get in position to make the tag. This pitch from Define ends up going a little high, but the catcher Wilson recovers quickly and gets the runner sailing home in a pickle. In an odd play, the toss to third base jams Lasser's thumb. Before Define can get his third out and end the inning, another Bethel player steals home and slides in Pete Rose style. A master of the stare down and chewing gum, Define is looking to end this inning. There's 2 outs and the batter has 2 strikes. The wind-up in the pitch, Dan Patrick, what do you see?
The whiff.
The second inning starts out big for New Milford. Gaudio hits one deep. Round second, he's going to slide into third, but the throw is no good, so he goes home. You know you want to say it, Chris Berman.
He can't go all the way!
But Bethel gets it together and gets the out at home. This sends Coach Lasser around for a spin not once, not twice, but 3 times. With 2 outs, LaCava gets walked. And then with Higgins up to bat, LaCava pulls off a sweet sliding steal into second. The second baseman thought he had him out, but Reese Davis, what's the call?
No soup for you!
4 years of dancing lessons have paid off as Higgins is able to move his feet out of the way of a low one. As Higgins gets walked too, things are looking good for New Milford. With that pitch, the usually steady Wilson strikes out, leaving 2 runners on bases. Things start to get tough for New Milford. Looking to keep Bethel from gaining any momentum, Coach Best tries Lasser up on the mound, but Bethel strikes quickly and sends one into center field. It's kept as a single. In the bottom of the second, Bethel continues to add to their lead. Coach Best takes to the mound to give some words of encouragement. Reading lips, it looks like he says, "Did you know I like Justin Bieber?" Lasser gives him the nod, and back to the game. And there's some heat. Higgins gets a glove on this one, but loses sight of it. Bobbles can't fire it off the first in time and has to let him get a single. This hard-to-handle play turns into a double for Bethel and gets an RBI, further deepening the hole for New Milford. It's not all tough times for New Milford, as here, Lasser fields it himself, easily throws it to first for the out. And spoiler alert, with steals like this, Bethel is on its way to a 9-run lead. As the hole deepens, things continue to not go New Milford's way, and Bethel starts to think they have this game all but wrapped up. This turns into an inning the Vipers would pay to have over. This throw from a scrambling Define to Higgins hits the runner and allows him to safely steal second. Luck goes both ways in baseball. Reynolds takes advantage and gets the first on a mishandle at the plate. The bats are looking hot for New Milford as Coniglio gets a single, putting Reynolds on second. It's Lasser's turn next as his short pop fly loads the bases. This steal home is the second run scored in this inning for New Milford. The first came off a walk when bases were loaded. It's now Gaudio's turn up on the mound, and he comes out throwing strikes. It turned out to be the quickest inning of the game. Colangelo starts things off right with a nice hit and a fast run to first.
That's the way. Hustle through, baby. Hustle through.
That was a textbook swing. What do you say, Jim Rome?
I can't say that I disagree with that.
With La Cava doing work, the Vipers have more hits than the Rolling Stones. What do you say about this, Craig Kilborn?
Move your body. It's your birthday.
Higgins gets walked and Wilson comes about looking mean. Cranks one out. It's a double. 2 RBIs, and Higgins moves to third. What's going through his head after a hit like that, Kenny Mayne?
I am king of the diamond. Let there be a grand clubhouse feast. Bring me the finest meats and cheeses throughout the land.
Butts lays down a sweet bunt and loads up the bases again. This time it's Reynolds' turn as he hits a single that scores 2 runners in. Dan Patrick, what do you think of the Vipers now?
Dare I say, and flagrant.
Lasser swings and misses, but so does the catcher, and here comes Butts for another run. Call it Groundhog Day. Lasser hits a single, moving runners around bases. Stuart Scott, this is the best comeback of 2016.
Can I get a witness from the congregation?
Define might be out at first on this play, but he puts a runner in easy scoring position and gets an RBI. It's turning into a bloodbath as Hughes now goes deep on this pitch. The inning is finally over when Reed pops one foul and it's caught by the third baseman. The Vipers follow their impressive offense with some smoking defense. Here is some great baseball from both teams as the hit gets past shortstop and leads to an exciting play at second. And that is worth watching again. And Stuart Scott, what do you think of this play to end the inning?
Cool as the other side of the pillow.
The new Milford bats stay hot, and somebody's going to yell, "Let's go, Gaudio." La Cava's hit goes over the first baseman, who drops it. Colangelo has to check up and then make his way to second, and he's safe. Higgins is all smiles as he collects his walk and collects a fist bump at first base.
Move to the other side because this is actually our side.
Jim Rome, are we going to move?
That, to me, is one of the most hilarious things ever.
Bethel isn't going down without a fight, but Hughes is still throwing strikes and getting backed up by his defense. Dan Patrick, what do you think of Hughes being a nightmare for hitters and pitchers?
We have an SB. That's an SB.
Relentless. Now Reed gives him some more bad medicine. You gotta give Bethel credit for staying in the fight, but the boat has taken on just too much water. This hit and out at first ends the game. The New Milford Vipers come back from a 9-run deficit and win 17-14. Vipers win. Larry Bell, you get the last word.
Aloha means goodbye.